The documentary opens inside a crowded international airport where aircraft depart every few minutes and thousands of travelers move through the terminals. Amid the constant flow of passengers, one traveler eventually attracts unusual attention. An airline revenue analyst reviewing reservation data notices the same name appearing repeatedly across several years. At first, nothing seems suspicious. Travelers cancel flights every day. But the deeper the analyst looks, the stranger the pattern becomes. The passenger has booked more than 240 flights. Every ticket was purchased legally. Every reservation was confirmed. Every boarding pass was issued. Yet the traveler never boarded a single aircraft. The narrator explains, most travelers spend years trying not to miss flights. But one passenger seemed determined to miss every flight they booked. Records reveal that the traveler always arrived at the airport, checked in, passed through security, and frequently reached the departure gate before leaving moments before boarding. The airline launches an internal review, and a troubling question emerges. Why would someone spend thousands of dollars on flights they never intended to take? Investigators begin reconstructing years of airport visits. Initially, they suspect a fear of flying last-minute business emergencies or personal crises. However, the evidence quickly contradicts those theories. The traveler repeatedly books similar routes. Many tickets are purchased months in advance. Most are non-refundable. Financial records show losses exceeding $85,000. Airport surveillance footage reveals an almost identical routine during every visit. The traveler arrives early, moves through specific terminals, waits near selected gates, watches passengers, and then leaves. One gate agent recalls seeing the traveler dozens of times over the years. According to the employee, the traveler never appeared nervous or indecisive. Instead, it seemed as though the airport itself was a destination. The mystery deepens when investigators discover that several missed flights occurred on days involving unrelated airport incidents. What initially seemed like unusual behavior now appears increasingly deliberate. A formal investigation begins. Airline fraud investigators, airport security officers, behavioral specialists, journalists, and financial analysts examine years of records. Surveillance footage reveals a traveler repeatedly monitoring specific flights and schedules. Payment records show careful financial planning, but no evidence of fraud. There are no links to criminal organizations, no financial gain, and no obvious motive. Behavioral analysts review hundreds of hours of footage and reach an unexpected conclusion. The traveler does not appear interested in traveling. Instead, the airport itself seems to be the objective. Journalists digging into the traveler's background uncover a significant event buried in the past. Years earlier, the traveler lost someone close during an aviation-related incident. Investigators then discover a forgotten archive connected to the airport. Hidden among decades-old records is a familiar name. The traveler's own name appears in connection with a long-forgotten investigation. The discovery changes everything. Decades earlier, the traveler had been waiting inside the same airport when a loved one disappeared during a chaotic security incident. The disappearance triggered a major investigation, but produced no answers. No suspect was identified. No body was found. No definitive explanation was ever established. Family members reveal that the traveler spent years searching for information. Former friends describe an obsession with returning to airports. Journalists uncover notebooks filled with flight numbers, gate assignments, employee names, and handwritten observations collected over many years. According to those who knew the traveler, there was a belief that someone connected to the disappearance might one day return. Each booked flight provided access to the airport and additional opportunities to observe people, conversations, and routines. What initially appeared suspicious now begins to resemble a deeply personal search for answers. Yet one question remains unresolved. Why continue for so many years without success? Investigators eventually assemble what they believe is the most likely explanation. The passenger never intended to travel. The flights serve as a reason to return repeatedly to the location where life changed forever. Every reservation created another opportunity to search, remember, and hope. Every missed flight represented another attempt to uncover a clue that might explain the disappearance. Even so, several competing theories remain. Some investigators believe the traveler was actively searching for evidence connected to the old case. Others argue the behavior resulted from unresolved trauma and a psychological need to revisit the place associated with profound loss. Another theory suggests the airport visits formed part of a private investigation never shared with authorities. A final possibility is that critical records remain missing, leaving portions of the story permanently incomplete. Then comes one final development. Years after the investigation ends, a new reservation appears in the airline system. It belongs to the same passenger. The booking follows a familiar pattern. A boarding pass is issued. Security cameras monitor every movement. The gate opens. Airline staff wait. For the first time in years, nobody knows whether the traveler will walk away or finally board. As the documentary concludes, the narrator reflects, for years, one traveler spent thousands of dollars chasing flights they never intended to take. The question was never where they were going. The question was why they kept coming back. The screen fades to black. No official explanation is ever released, and whether the passenger boarded that final flight remains unknown.